welcome back to another Chart Nerd TA video. I'm going to be diving into Everdome today, taking off from where I left off before. So we're looking at Everdome here on the daily time frame. Okay, I did say previously in multiple videos, okay, that once Everdome comes up and holds this 20 daily EMA, that potentially you're looking for a push up to this red 55. Okay, so potentially what I think's occurring here is right now we're looking to get some sort of EMA squeeze, so I'll get into that in a second. But basically Dome had this level of resistance, okay, and it had this level of ascending support, okay, of which you can see that we was coiling up in, and equally within this level of support we was holding this daily 20 EMA, okay, and we had an ascending level of support, okay, coming up here, and we had a horizontal line of resistance. Okay, so what basically happened is you came in, you formed again like another double bottom, okay, coiled up, broke out, you've ran into resistance at the moment, and you're looking to pull back. So right now, if Dome can pull back here, okay, if Dome can pull back and come back to this as support, previous resistance, okay, so this was resistance, okay, which was our resistance. We came in for a double bottom, we've broken out. If we can come back and hold this as support, we are looking for a continuation and a retest of this 55 still, okay, at which point I do think this may be the last leg in the sand, where you know, you're starting this drive up here, and you're going to come into this as resistance and potentially pull back to somewhere for support again. Okay, so in my eyes, we are in a technical target, okay, from this ascending triangle breakout. For me, it's from the neckline of resistance to the ascending level of support and where you've broke out. So we are in a technical target right now up to 0.00328, okay, and you could see that would be taking us above the 55 and equally above this high. But for me at that point, I do think you will come in for some sort of retracement, okay. So all we need to see for confirmation of this target to be met, okay, is for us to hold this previous resistance as support, come back down to this trend line right here, okay, which is a price of 0.00251. If you start to see Dome hold that, okay, and we do something like this where we come back, where we come back down here for support right now, if we can coil up still on this 20 as it creeps up, okay, you're going to get that push, and you're basically going to get this EMA squeeze. Now this is what I was talking about, okay, so you're going to get this 55 this starting to creep down on your heads, okay, this is going to start to come down like this, and this is potentially going to start to coil up. Now what's going to happen is you might get compression in here like this with the price, okay, until you get squeezed into a corner and you'll either break out, okay, or the EMAs come together and you get rejected and start to retrace. Okay, so at this point, this is where I'm looking, I think, for a larger pullback, because in this downtrend, okay, Dome has only approached this 55 twice since this correction, okay, so for a third time, I think potentially we're going to come back into it and come down for an ABC somewhere to form a higher level of support along the line somewhere for Dome to eventually get its continuation, and basically build a structural bottom, okay, because right now, as I've said, a lot of projects have had this wave, they've come back for a higher low and are starting to break out in some sort of large ascending triangle, okay. Dome is yet to do that. Dome has only had its first impulsive break up to the daily 55, so at this point I am expecting, as I've said, some sort of drawback. Now if we do run into the 55, okay, and we do meet this technical target 0.00328, which is the target of this ascending triangle breakout, for me, what you're looking at, okay, so we'll go from 0.0328, okay, wherever that is, right here, and if we do meet that, and that is the high, say, we come up to, we're going to be looking to retrace back down to this low here, okay. So for me, what I would like to see held, or what a potential of this could be, is that right now we could start to come back, hold support, break out to this 1 fib. At this point, we meet resistance, okay, at the 20 and the 55, and you could start coming back down. I think we may lose this 1 fib and potentially come to the 1272 at 0.00165. Okay, for me, that's a large potential. Okay, or if we even go from the 55 daily EMA, retracing back down to the local lows of where do we have it, about there, so our local lows back in September, okay, so if we do run up to that 0.00328, we could be looking to come back for a higher level of support on the 702 or the 786, okay, where we basically do something like this, push up here, and at this point, okay, we do start to get rejected, potentially lose our fibs, come back down, and land on these level here. As long as you keep this ascending level of support, this is why I'm thinking these levels will be met, okay? Because you've got these levels of support here that are ascending, okay? And since this, you haven't back tested or come back to back test any previous highs, okay? You have come back to back test this. You held the 0618, and now we're getting this impulsive move. But off of this, I do think we'll have some sort of ABC correction, okay? When you run into the 55, I do think potentially right now you will have some sort of A, B, C correction coming down to a higher level of support to get continuation of the uptrend, of which then again I do believe you will attack this, okay? And it will just create a larger structural bottom pattern for us. It won't be negative at all, guys, okay? So you can see we've got this level of resistance right above us as well right now, okay? Because it was previous support. It was previous support right here. We ran into the 20 on the daily, got rejected. We lost that support. Right now, you can see that that is our resistance, okay? So previous support here has been turned into resistance. We've come back, held the 20, and we're looking to push up and retest this resistance again, and equally the daily 55. Okay, so that for me is why potentially we are going to run into some sort of pullback wave here, okay? Because you've got this impulsive move, then you're going to have a larger corrective, and then you're going to look for a larger impulsive, okay? And that will have a higher low, and that will be some sort of double bottom. As I've said, a lot of altcoins and projects have already done this, so it wouldn't surprise me if Dome was to come back for a larger pullback here and create some sort of W pattern on a larger time scale, okay, and then eventually break out, okay, and you'll have larger targets to the upside if that was to occur. But for me, in the near short term, guys, as I've said, I do think you're going to get this EMA squeeze here. The price is going to compress. You're going to look to hold it, and it's going to make a decision whether to break this resistance, okay? We know to go long for 100%. If we break 0.00307, go long, okay? Start to go long and look for the pullback of support. But if we don't and we run into this as resistance, okay, and start to come up to it as resistance here, do expect some sort of pullback to our higher low, okay, of which I gave you on those fibs and this ascending level of support here. So a large potential. Again, this support line is continuously changing, so it's very hard to give you an accurate pullback. But if we do run into the 55, do look for a level of support along this trend line, okay, because that would be a pullback and you'd be getting, you'd be coming back and still creating higher lows than before. It would scare some people, but I think we need to form some sort of structural bottom here before we break out of the woods. Some projects do literally take off like this, come back, and then off they go, okay? They do some V-shaped recovery. But for me, I do think it needs a bit of time just to play out down here, okay? Catch up with some other altcoins, come up to some targets, pull back for support, and then look for a breakout somewhere else. So for me, that's a quick update for you today, guys, okay? Break 0.00307, okay? And start to close and hold above that, go long, okay? And the technical targets to the upside, I had that ascending triangle breakout, didn't I? But equally, we could be looking at potentially, if you do start to tackle this level here, and we do hold this EMA, come up and hold this as support, you're looking for me to a push to 0.00406. Okay, so that's only if we start to take out 0.00307. Okay, so close above this level, we're looking for a push up to 1618. Okay, if we lose this and get rejected, okay, and we run into resistance here again, do look for a pullback, as I've said, to the 1272. Equally ascending level of support, which is something like that. Do look for some sort of, if we come up here again, as I said, do look for some sort of ABC pullback down to these sort of levels, okay, where you'll be still holding an ascending level of support here. So yeah, guys, that's a quick update for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, from Chart Nerd TA, peace out.